Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am UnLocke'd, and it's time to rant. I know I did a little bit in my last video, and I'm hopefully going to be uploading that soon, but I'm actually going to be doing some more ranting about the subject with the whole Gamergate and everything, because I have some issues with it. It's it's kind of dumb, because even my gamer friends are sitting there going, WTF? Yay, more ums. Yeah, you guys can all just me in the comments below my videos. I find it crap that there are people out there trying to, in a sense, I have to sneeze. I really do. Oh god, that hurts. Eyes are watering. Anyway, I find it very stupid and irresponsible of people to do what they're doing. And I look at games as a form of entertainment, a form of enjoyment, something that I do in my pastime, my hobby, something I do with friends, people that I consider people that I enjoy playing games with. And looking at it and that perspective and having everything be the way it is kind of counterproductive, as I stated in my last video, which, as I said, I'm hoping to upload soon, because it's processing and everything. You can't start from somewhere, move forward, and deny the fact that that's where you were. And that's what it seems a lot of people are trying to do within the media of the gaming industry. And yes, we get that we messed up as a community, as a medium, as a group of people that all get together and believe in one thing. It's kind of like people that are avid moviegoers, or people that are avid book readers, libraries or bookstores. Sorry, yawning. The fact that people are degrading, belittling, and treating others like crap, in a sense, is not acceptable in any way, shape, or form. And this has gone far enough, in my opinion. In fact, it's gone too far, because these people that call themselves gamers, these people that think they're dictating everything and have the ability to hack into PSN, Xbox Live, or even WoW, it's juvenile. I also talked about the whole swatting thing, and that right there is a criminal offense. Yeah, it's fun for about 5 seconds, and then reality sets in. Because with everything that's going on, the technology that's out today, they'll be able to find whoever did it, and they're going to be able to punish them. Because it is illegal to actually call 911 or anybody else and say, oh, hey, well, this is happening, when it's not. Now, these people are trying to do their job. I understand that. The police, the SWAT teams, whatever. They're doing their job. I get that. And yes, they have to take every single phone call seriously, because if they don't take just one, that one could be one that's real. I understand that. They have to treat everything one specific way, and when other people are using that against them, these are men and women who put their lives on the line on a daily basis. and some stupid kid makes a phone call saying there's this here. Personally, I want to hit the kid. I really do. Because if you're stupid enough to think that that's funny, if you're dumb enough to actually look at everything and go, hey, I'm going to totally wreck this guy's day, and then you have the law get involved. You have the people that are trying to protect you from idiots that do stuff like that on a daily basis. Yeah, I'm probably going to get flack for the terminology I'm using. I don't care. It's my opinion, my perspective. You're entitled to yours. But it's not right. It's not right for a woman to come out and say something and then have everyone harass her, belittle her, degrade her, and, in a sense, humiliate her and threaten her. It's juvenile. And as a medium, we've grown. As a form of entertainment, we've grown. But at the same time, it doesn't show that we've grown because of the bad apples, so to speak, that are part of the group. Every group has their own bad apples. Everybody knows that. And those bad apples are causing more issues than they're worth right now. Yes, there's ways that you can block people on Xbox Live. There's ways you can block people on Steam or PSN. But you can't block, and you actually technically can block people from social media. But what gives them the right to do what they've done? These people, I've read articles over the past few days about how gamers have actually been harassing people that are game developers. Now, I want to stop right there and actually say something. When a gamer is attacking a game developer, they are not a gamer. They are a person who is trying to find some form of validity in themselves. So they have to pretty much do what they do in high school, where the bully goes after the weaker person. That being said, when a bully goes after a weaker person and destroys them socially, I have this to say. What gives you the right? What gives you the ability? What makes you better than this person? Without this person making the game, you would not have the game to play. And if you don't have a game to play, how do you have the ability to hack into this person's personal accounts? That's just a thought. Yes, you may not like this person. Yes, you may have issues with this person. But where do you get off having the right? This person made something that you probably paid for. Most games you pay for, unless it's on Steam or some other free-to-play site. But these games you pay for, how do you have the right to pay for a game and then go insult the game devs? These people put blood, sweat, tears, money, time, effort. They sacrifice time with their family. They sacrifice time with their friends, holidays, just to get a game out so you could play it. It doesn't matter if you're playing an MMO, a single-player game, a multiplayer shooter. It doesn't matter. People have put time and effort into these things to, in a sense, entertain you. And if you're not being entertained, I understand that. If you feel that this game is not for you, I get that. But at the same time, you still spent the money. Yes, you can get a return sometimes, depending on where you're at and what you're doing, if it's in console game or whatnot. Yet at the same time, why? What's the point? What's the point of belittling, degrading, and manipulating people? I understand there's a lot of people out there that have issues with things like that, and a lot of people that like doing things like that. I also read an article that says gamers are dead. Now, gamers are dead. No, I don't believe they are. I believe that the way gamers were is dead. Because the games coming out now are more multiplayer than anything. There is very little single player aspect of video games. Yes, there are some, but there are others that are very team based or multiplayer oriented, like Halo, for instance. Halo, yes, it has a single player. Yes, it's good, but it's better when you're doing the multiplayer. Why is that? Why is it that everything that happens the way it is, in a sense? It's because the industry has evolved. The gamers themselves have aged and evolved into liking different genres, different things to play. Now, why is it, say, Steam has 700 survival horror games? You have games, Daisy, Rust, blah, 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 H1Z1 coming out. All these games, The Forest, are all pretty much the same exact game. Now, on a thing like Steam, when I see all those in a straight up line across the area where it shows the featured games, I have to sit there and look and be like, wait a minute, what? Because why are we rehashing the same thing 8 times? Yes, it works, but why not try and find a way to make it better? Because every game has its little quirks. Every game has its little issues that gamers don't necessarily like that way or this way. So that being said, why not take the best of all the worlds, combine them into one, and make one game that's actually worth it to everybody? I mean, yeah, I understand there's different companies making these games. Don't get me wrong. They're not going to make the same game. But they're making similar games that are a lot alike in more ways than one. Why is that? I mean, the MOBA. I mean, when the MOBA first came out, it was like, oh. I mean, Dota 2 hit, lol. You have Smite, you have this, you have our area games working on one right now. It's just MOBAs everywhere. And I understand that the genres right now are huge and they're money making. But can't we see something different from the game developers in general? I mean, yes, Riot is low, don't get me wrong. But when you have game companies that do MMOs and strategy games and this and that, and they're randomly going, oh, well, we're going to do this. I mean, for instance, we're going to go back to the whole Crytek thing real quick. Crytek actually has a MOBA coming out. Think about that. Crytek, a company that is known for making a game engine, a company that is known for making first-person shooters, and only first-person shooters, mind you. I can't talk. Blah, 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 blah. Why are they making a MOBA? How does that make sense? I mean, yeah, you have upstarts like Riot making a MOBA and doing amazing with it. You have Valve with Dota 2. You have other companies coming up with other versions of MOBAs that are similar but different, and then it's different characters. You have Infinite Crisis, you have this, you have that, and you just... Why is everything the same? Just different characters. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, I would love to play a Batman or a Darth Vader or a Boba Fett in a MOBA. That'd be fun. But at the same time, what makes it different from all the others? Why? Is the industry rehashing the same things over and over again? Why is it that gamers are rehashing the same things over and over again? If you look at it, the industry itself and the consumers, or the gamers, are doing the exact same thing. The industry is making the same types of games. The gamers are doing the same types of things. And in a sense, we're both going opposite directions. It's like a two-way street. When we're supposed to be going this way together, we're going this way. Because gamers want one thing, developers want another. Now, to be perfectly honest, I'm all for everything moving forward with what the genres want to do, what the industry wants to do. But I don't know if the gamers are actually ready for it. And when I say gamers, I mean like the little kids that think they're awesome and cussing at you on Xbox Live or PSN. And then saying the gamers are dead. Yes, in a sense, gaming is dead the way it was. I'm not denying that fact. Yes, we've evolved. Yes, we've changed. I've grown up with gaming, so gaming to me has changed as well. But when I go through Steam and I look through everything and I'm just like, I want to buy a game. What the hell do I buy? I mean, as I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, so I have some money on my Steam account and I want to buy a game. What do I want to buy? Nothing. Because why pay for a game that's got issues? Games that are in early access. Yes, early access is a great idea to get money into the game to help it keep being developed. DayZ is doing this. DayZ is actually a game that a lot of people are playing right now. Don't get me wrong, I've watched gameplay, I like the idea, I like the premise. But when you have to start over, that's one of the reasons why I went and bought Rust, and I played it for about a week or two, and I haven't touched it since. I mean, it's a good game, don't get me wrong, but when there's people that have been in there since before I was, who have all this gear, all these weapons, this house, these minerals, this, that, and the other thing, I feel overwhelmed to the point where I'm sitting there going, okay, I know how to play this game. I know how the premise works. I know how this works. I've played games like this before on consoles or in my childhood. It's pretty much an RTS in a sense. I have to go mine this to get this to make this. I've played a lot of real-time strategy games. Trust me. I understand having to go mine a rock, take it back, store it, and then change that rock into soldiers or whatever the hell I'm doing. But why is it so much harder? Well, those other players, if you're playing on a PvP server, can kill you, steal your stuff, and go away. Now, that makes sense. I get that. I do. I really do. But why is it that there are fewer people trying to help you when you're playing than trying to kill you when you first start out? I mean, it's not hard to figure out if somebody just started out in a game like Rust. I mean, you're not wearing anything. You're running around with a rock. I mean, how are you going to, in a sense, be like, oh, hey, that guy's got a gun over there, and he's going to shoot me? How do I threaten that person? Yeah, don't get me wrong. I may be dumb and pull a me and try and attack them. But at the same time, I'm doing it out of stupidity because I'm like, oh, this person shot at me, so I got to try and kill them with my rock. When they has a gun. Or a bow and arrow. By the way, bows and arrows in that game are so hard to shoot. You're like, oh, hey, nah. Anyway. Sorry, random tangent. But the franchises that I grew up with aren't what they used to be. I mean, Final Fantasy was amazing. Now it's kind of bleh. You have Halo, which was amazing, and it's just getting better, which is mind-boggling, but whatever. We have other franchises. We have Mass Effect, which was good. Don't get me wrong. I still haven't beat the third one, though, sadly. Yes, you can all smack me around for that one, but I heard the ending and it sucked, and I don't want to beat it. I don't want to ruin my Mass Effect prowess. Knights of the Old Republic. Great game. Knights of the Old Republic 2. Decent game. Tor. Yeah. Then you have the Lord of the Rings video games, which actually I actually have this to say. The last couple games were really good. You have Call of Duty 1 through 39. I mean, okay. I'm not complaining, but rehash. I mean, 1 through, what was it, 3 was World War II. I was like, World War II a lot. Then again, Battlefield was in World War II mode for a long time, too. I need to stop spinning in my chair. Looking over at my games that I have for my PlayStation, or not my PlayStation, my Xbox. Trying to think of what other franchises there are. Oh, a game that should have kept going, but did not. Darn you, Silicon Knights. Too Human. I actually rather enjoyed it. But it died. Because it was supposed to be a 3-part game, but it didn't. I was hoping that there'd be some sort of weird announcement that they're like, oh, Xbox One. Oh, we launch Too Human 2. But no. It's another good game franchise. Oh, BioShock. BioShock's good. I haven't played Infinite yet, though. Metal Gear. Oh, Metal Gear. I haven't played the one on the PS3 yet. I played the demo for Revengeance, or whatever the one is where you're... why did I forget his name? Raiden? Yeah, there we go. Oh, and of course, one of my favorite fighters. Mortal Kombat. I actually can't wait to get my hands on that one. I know Destiny's coming out soon. Another game that I'm kind of amped for. This is a very long video of me just ranting. I apologize. I just looked down at my screen. I was like, oh, well, that's like 22 minutes. Almost 23. I also know that there's a lot of stuff going on with Comic-Con, PAX, blah, 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 blah. I'm trying to get more info. I am. Sadly, I didn't get to go to any of those because it's broke. But I do what I can when I can. And making videos is something I can do. So I make videos. Duh. Are there any other video games I'm actually kind of amped for right now? That's actually a really good question. Borderlands would be fun. I mean, if I actually beat the first one and played the second one. Because I haven't yet. If anybody wants to buy them for me. No. Call of Duty Ghosts I haven't even touched, which is actually kind of sad. Sid Meier's Civilization Beyond Earth. I like the Civilization games. As I said, RTS. Woo! But I kind of want to figure out how that game's going to progress, because it does look really interesting in a sense. And I'm on my other screen actually going through Steam right now, trying to figure out any games I'm amped for. Rise, Son of Rome. No, not really. Dead Rising 3. Meh. I'm not a big fan of the Dead Rising games because the first one was like some widescreen thing, and I had a regular screen, so you couldn't read the subtitles, and it was just like, meh. Although there's nothing like mowing over a ton of zombies with a lawnmower. I like the fact that they're adding little things where you can like add like a stick to two chainsaws and you can just wield them like a staff or whatever. Um, yeah, I'm really not that amped right now for mini games because oh I actually am amped for one game actually on Steam and it needs to be green lighted. I actually was a big fan of the Hellgate London stuff because it was amazing. Like I read the books and I read the comics when they came out. I actually own the books as well. If you have not read them, they're actually really good. I actually wish that they could have made a franchise out of that. I really do because it had a lot of potential, but the issues with the programming and the glitches and the online that sucked. I understand that there were issues, and yes, there were time constraints, and yes, there was money issues, but I had so much hope for that company because they had a new IP that looked amazing. I mean, to be perfectly honest, the one thing that actually got me into being interested more into the industry was the PC Gamer that I actually still own. I actually have somewhere. I don't know where I put it. But it's the cover is Hellgate London for PC Gamer. And that honestly just looking at that, I was just in awe of how amazing that photo actually looked. And it influenced me into looking more into the industry side of video games than just the gamer side. And I over the years I've kind of sort of shifted more towards the industry side than the gamer side just because of the fact that I'm an adult and I don't really have much time to play as many games as I did, but the games that I do play are more adult, so they're more industry than they are kid. I guess that's how I could put that. But like I've had so many games over the years in a sense. I've been hyped for them. I've been like, yeah, I gotta play this game. Yes, I gotta go out day one and buy this. And then it sucks. And I look at it and I'm like, really? I mean, I actually haven't binged on a video game since, oh gosh. I want to say Grand Theft Auto 5? Because I actually went through that game in like 3 days. Just the single player. And I haven't really picked it up since, which I probably should go play online because, well, it's online. But I haven't really binged gamed in a while. Prior to that, it was when my uncle passed away, and I binged on WoW for like 3 days straight, pretty much, with like maybe 4 or 5 hours of sleep. For any of you that don't know, my uncle actually got me into video gaming. He got me into computers and everything that I pretty much do now, and he passed away recently, last year, and well, actually this year. A lot of stuff went down, family issues, and I didn't really approve of everything. So there actually was not a funeral held for him at all. So that's one of my other issues that I have with that whole situation. So the man who got me into all of this, I mean, the first game he actually ever let me touch was Doom. I went over to his house and I played Doom. And then I went over to my aunt's house, my father's side. My uncle who died, who got me into gaming, was on my mother's side. On my father's side, he had Doom as well, so I knew what I was doing, so I ran right through that. And then I went back over to my uncle's a few years later, and he had The Sims. And this was The Sims 1. So I thoroughly enjoyed that, and that actually got me into other types of games. I was used to playing Ski and whatever on the Windows 95. Minesweeper. But just looking how gaming has come along from where it was to where it is, Why are people, the consumers, being childish, being stupid? Anyway, I'm Uriel Locke. This has been a rant. Keep watching, because you never know what I'm going to do next.